I want to try something a little different to start us off today. If you can, I want you to close your eyes just for a second.
Mm.
Now, really try to listen to the sound of the modern world.
Uh,
What is it?
it's so distinct, isn't it?
It really is. It's not, the wind in the trees. It's not even a distant train anymore. It's this digital beat, the buzz of a phone on a table,
Oh, yeah.
that ping of a notification from 3 different apps all at once. It's that soft blue glow on someone's face in a dark room at like 2 in the morning.
That's the soundtrack of our lives now.
Exactly. And just think what that represents. I mean, we have all of human knowledge in our pockets. We can video chat with someone across the globe while we're waiting for coffee.
Yeah.
We are, by any technical measure, the most connected we've ever been.
We've completely conquered distance.
Whoa.
But, and this is the huge but, if you actually look at our emotional landscape, if you strip away all the tech,
Mm-hmm.
you find this massive, painful contradiction.
Mm.
We've built this world of instant access, but we're facing this silent epidemic of disconnection. It's the great paradox. We're so plugged in, yet we feel so unplugged from each other.
And that's really our mission for this deep dive. We're not just going to read off a bunch of depressing stats. We want to look at the architecture of loneliness. We want to figure out why, in a world with 8 billion people, the silence can just feel so deafening. And I think the place we have to start is dismantling the shame around it.
That is the most important first step,
Yeah.
because the stigma is huge. We treat loneliness like it's a defect, a character flaw.
Right. Like if you're lonely, you failed at being a person. You're just unpopular or broken or something.
But we have to flip that script
Mm-hmm.
completely. Imagine you're in a crowded room, a party maybe.
Okay.
You're there. You see people laughing. You hear the noise.
Yeah.
But you feel like you're behind a pane of glass.
Yeah, I know that feeling.
That feeling.
Yeah.
It isn't the failure. It's a signal.
A signal. What do you mean by that?
Well, think about it biologically. When your body needs fuel, what happens?
You feel hungry.
Right. Or when you need water, you feel thirst. They're unpleasant, sure, but they are vital survival mechanisms. Loneliness is exactly the same. It's your brain's alarm system screaming that a core human need connection is not being met.
So it's just a warning light on the dashboard, basically, from an evolutionary perspective.
A terrifying warning light. I mean, go back 50,000 years. If you were separated from the tribe, you weren't just sad, you were dead.
Right. You're vulnerable.
Completely. To predators, to the elements.
Mm.
So the brain evolved to process social isolation as physical pain. It uses the same neural pathways. That ache in your chest, that's your biology screaming, you are unsafe, go find your people.
Wow. That reframes it completely. It's not, I'm unlovable. It's my ancient brain is trying to keep me from being eaten by a saber-toothed tiger.
Exactly. But the problem is, today, we misunderstand the signal. Instead of reaching out, which is what the signal is for, we hide.
Or we mask it. Which brings us to what I think is one of the most fascinating parts of this. The masquerade.
The masks of loneliness.
Yeah. We all have this image of the lonely person, right? The guy sitting alone in a dark apartment, rain on the window.
The cinematic version.
Yeah.
And it exists, sure, but
But so often the reality is just much louder. Loneliness is a master of disguise, and one of the most common masks is the overshare.
yes, the loudness of loneliness.
We've all seen this. You're just trying to buy some milk, and suddenly the cashier is telling you their entire life story, their divorce, their foot surgery.
It can feel like a lot to be on the receiving end. Your instinct is to pull back.
Totally.
But if you look at what's really happening there, it's a pressure valve. The emotional tank is just so empty. They're trying to fast-track intimacy.
So they're just skipping the small talk and going straight for a soul connection.
It's a subconscious scream. It's, I am here, please see me. They're just starving for validation, so they put it all out there, hoping someone, anyone, will acknowledge them for a moment.
It's a flare gun in a crowded room.
Yeah.
But then you have the opposite end of the spectrum. The mask, I think a lot of us high achievers wear. The busy bee.
Ugh, the badge of honor. I'm so busy. I'm swamped.
The calendar is just packed. Back-to-back meetings, social events, gym, side hustles. You look at their schedule and think, this person knows everyone.
But that busyness is often an anesthetic. The logic is simple. If I never stop moving, the silence can't catch me.
And the difficult feelings live in the silence.
Exactly. So you run a marathon to avoid sitting with yourself for 10 minutes. It's an avoidance tactic. You convince yourself you're productive or popular when really you're just running from the void.
That hits a little close to home.
And we see a similar thing with what we could call the material void. retail therapy.
The dopamine hit of that buy now button.
We've all felt it. A new gadget, new clothes.
Yeah.
It feels like you're acquiring worth. But for some, compulsive shopping is just a way to put a placeholder where a connection should be.
Because things are safe.
Precisely. An object won't leave you. It won't judge you. But it also won't love you back. It's a temporary patch on a very deep hole. And what's wild is that this hole isn't just in our minds. It's in our bodies.
Okay, this was the part that really surprised me. The physical stuff. I mean, we know stress is bad, but the link between loneliness and sleep, it's so specific.
It's fascinating biology. You can get a full 8 hours of sleep head on the pillow, eyes shut, and still wake up feeling completely exhausted if you're chronically lonely.
How does that even work? If I'm asleep, I'm asleep.
Not to your primitive brain. Remember the caveman.
Right, I'm unsafe.
If you're socially isolated, your brain says, I'm vulnerable. So it stays on high alert, even when you're unconscious. It floods your body with cortisol and triggers what sleep researchers call micro-awakenings.
So you're basically sleeping with one eye open?
Biologically, yes. You're in a state of hypervigilance. You're scanning for threats because you don't have a tribe to watch your back. So you're physically sleeping, but you are not resting. You're on guard duty.
That is profound. It explains that a bone-deep exhaustion so many people feel. It's a massive energy drain to be your own 24/7 sentry.
It is. And speaking of energy drains, we have to talk about the glowing rectangles, the digital mirage.
The classic argument, right? How can I be lonely? I have 5,000 friends on Facebook.
But are they friends? Or are they an audience? That's the real question. We have to look at the texture of our interactions now. I mean, take AI and chatbots. They're incredibly efficient.
Oh, for sure. I love that I don't have to call a person to book an appointment. It's great.
It's convenient, absolutely. But it is cold. And AI can tell you the weather. It cannot care about your day.
Yeah.
We're replacing buddies with bots.
Yeah.
And in removing all that friction, we're also removing the warmth. Connection happens in the friction.
In the messy, inefficient parts.
Yes. We've optimized the humanity right out of our day. And then, when we do go online to connect with actual humans, it's through the filter of the highlight reel.
The social media mirage, you know the feeling. You're sitting there on a Tuesday night, feeling a little blah. You open Instagram, and boom, everyone's in Bali.
Or
Getting engaged. Or getting a huge promotion. Everyone is winning at life. Except you.
Right. You're comparing your internal struggles to everyone else's external victories. Their best angles, their curated moments. It's an unwinnable fight. You're comparing your blooper reel to their movie trailer.
And that just breeds FOMO, fear of missing out. It's described almost like a poison.
It is a poison. It's the constant anxiety that the world is having a party without you. But here's the paradox. Because you can see everyone instantly, you end up with all these shallow connections.
Quantity over quality.
Exactly. You are living in digital noise. You are surrounded by avatars, but you're starved for souls.
Starved for souls. That really lands. It makes you realize that loneliness isn't just one big gray cloud. There's an anatomy to it. There are levels.
And understanding those levels is the key. Because not all loneliness is the same. The first level is what we call situational loneliness.
This is the stuff that just happens to you, like moving to a new city, starting a new job.
Or a global lockdown, as we all know. It's painful, but it's usually temporary. It has a clear cause. You know that once you make some friends or the situation changes, it'll probably pass.
Okay, but then it gets deeper, and this distinction really blew my mind. Social loneliness versus emotional loneliness.
They're very different. Social loneliness is the lack of a network. It's not having a group to go to the movies with, not having colleagues to grab lunch with. It's a lack of a tribe.
Got it. But what about the person who is the life of the party? They have the network, they have the tribe, but they go home and just feel hollow.
That is emotional loneliness. And it is so much more insidious because it's invisible. This is the feeling of being surrounded by people, but feeling that they don't know the real you.
So you're just performing all the time.
You're wearing a mask. You're playing a part to keep everyone else happy or comfortable. So you are physically seen, but you are psychologically invisible. You can be the most popular person in the room and by far the loneliest.
That explains so much. Being unseen by the very people who are looking right at you.
And if that state goes on for years, if it calcifies, that's when you hit chronic loneliness. This is the darkest level.
This is where it starts to actually change who you are, isn't it?
It warps your worldview. The research shows that chronically lonely people start to misinterpret social cues. They'll see a neutral face as hostile. They become defensive, resentful. You just stop trying. because you're convinced the world is against you.
So it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. You feel rejected, so you act defensive, which then causes people to actually reject you.
Exactly. The walls go up.
So let's talk about those walls.
Yeah.
Because nobody wants this. Why do we build them? The whole idea of the mirror in our notes, that we're often the architects of our own isolation, that was tough to read.
It's the uncomfortable truth. And one of the biggest reasons is a deep fear of intimacy.
Which sounds completely backward. If I'm lonely, don't I want intimacy more than anything?
You crave it, but you also fear the pain that can come with it. Real intimacy requires vulnerability. It opens you up to rejection, to being abandoned. So to stay safe, you self-sabotage. You push people away before they can get close enough to hurt you.
You build a fortress to protect yourself, but you forget to build a door.
And that fortress becomes your prison. Then there's also codependency, losing yourself in someone else. If your entire identity is tied up in another person, you become a stranger to yourself. And there's no loneliness quite like being alone in a room and not knowing who you are.
There is also that really provocative idea, the wrong people paradox.
Yeah.
The idea that it's actually lonelier to be with the wrong people than to just be by yourself.
It's the exhaustion factor. Being in relationships, even friendships that lack any substance or where you feel constantly misunderstood, it drains your battery. You're pouring all this energy into a black hole.
Because you're just constantly reminded of the disconnect.
Right. When you're physically alone, there's at least the potential for peace. When you're with the wrong people, that potential is gone. It just amplifies the void.
Okay, so we've looked at the trap, we've analyzed the walls, we get the biology. How do we find the way out? How do we reframe this whole narrative?
The first step is a small linguistic shift, but it's a powerful one. We have to learn the difference between loneliness and solitude.
I love this. Break it down for us.
Loneliness is the pain of being alone. It's a feeling of lack. Solitude. Solitude is the glory of being alone. It's a state of abundance, of fullness.
But how do you turn one into the other? Is it just a mindset trick?
It's about how you use the time. Think of that sleep metaphor again. Just as your body repairs itself during sleep, your self grows and integrates during solitude. It's time for reflection, for emotional regulation, for creativity.
So instead of sitting there thinking, nobody wants to hang out with me, it's I'm having a meeting with myself.
It's like dating yourself, getting comfortable in your own skin.
Yeah.
Because if you can't stand being alone with you, why would anyone else? You build that internal relationship first, so you aren't coming to others out of desperation. You come to them as a whole person.
But at some point, you have to connect with others. We are social animals. You have to break the seal.
You do. And that requires what we call the courage to connect. And I use the word courage very deliberately. This is not easy. It's not just go say hi.
It's risky.
It is terrifying.
Yeah.
To reach out is to risk rejection. To be kind is to risk being ignored. To show your real self is to risk being judged. But the data is crystal clear. The only way to break the cycle is to take that leap of faith. It's stopping the scroll, putting the phone down, and looking for a real, unfiltered moment in the physical world.
And it doesn't have to be some huge, deep conversation right away, does it? The idea of weak ties seemed really doable to me.
Yes, sociologists love this.
Yeah.
We think we need a new best friend to cure loneliness. But actually, those weak ties, little interactions with a barista, the mail carrier, a coworker you don't know well, they are incredibly powerful.
Just making eye contact, asking them how their day is, and actually waiting for the answer.
Those little micro connections act as a bridge. They remind your primitive brain that you're part of the social fabric. They signal safety. They turn off that fight or flight response. They lower the cortisol.
It's incredible to think that in this hyper-advanced, AI-driven world, the solution is so analog. It's eye contact. It's listening. It's just being present.
It's the universal human experience. That's what I really want people to take away from this. If you are feeling lonely right now, you are participating in a fundamentally human feeling. That thing you think separates you from everyone else. It is the very thing that connects you to all of us. We are all longing. We are all searching for that connection.
So here's the challenge for you listening. We've spent this time dissecting the architecture of loneliness. Now, I just want you to look at your own life.
Be honest with yourself. Are you the busy bee, running from the quiet? Are you the oversharer? Are you scrolling through that highlight reel and feeling like you're not enough?
Don't judge it. Just notice it, and then take one small action, not a text message, not a comment on a post. A real voice, a real face, a moment of genuine presence.
Because that silence, it doesn't have to be empty. It can be the space where you find yourself and eventually where you find others.
And here's a final thought to leave you with. We treat loneliness like a disease, something to be cured or hidden. But what if we stopped treating it as a defect and started treating it as a compass?
A compass. I like that.
A compass that's pointing you relentlessly, painfully, but always accurately toward who you really are and what you really need. The pain is just the arrow telling you which way to walk.
Follow the compass.
Thanks for diving deep with us. We'll see you next time.